So this is my first time up to Yarnell. I've never been on this road before. Never seen really what's around here, how any of the turns are, or anything like that. So, being that I am alone and I don't know anything about these roads, and it's also coming up Memorial Weekend, we're gonna keep this pretty tame. But you know, it'll also give me a little bit of time to kind of talk about some stuff or whatever as a different vlog. So as I've tried to vlog about 4 times already, I had to sell a Honda. Really blows. It was something that just had to be done, unfortunately. And in person has taken a kind of a, I'd say, emotional toll on me, because it's a bike that I've had for a while, and it's a bike that I used to get my wife interested in riding for something for us to do. And the fact that, you know, I had to get rid of it was more than just the fact that I sell something. It was the fact that I effectively took my wife out of being able to ride. And quite personally, it affects me. I take great pride in what I have and the things that I do own, because I have worked really hard to get them. And to have to lose it due to just a poor series of events that were completely out of my control just really irks me. And that's kind of the reasoning for this particular trip I had to take. It's something to kind of get my mind off of things, try to get my mind straight on what it is I got to do. You know, once again, I have to leave my family to make money. And even though I'm not going to be 6,000 plus miles away and all that other stuff again, I'm still going to be away, still going to be for a couple hours, and I'm still going to be gone all week. I'll be able to come back on the weekends. So it does take its toll on you. You know, I'm trying to make it so that I'm home all the time, that I get to spend the time with my family, and you know, life and all that stuff is proving to fight me on this, and I don't get why. I do believe in the premise of hard work will pay off and everything else, and whether it's doing 60 plus hours a week or it's working in different locations, you know, it's difficult. It's all in the perspective of the person, and you know, the time, the location, and honestly some of the work is pretty difficult. So being that it's the latter of the difficulties, I feel that there should be a break that should happen sooner or later. And you know, I'm not one to say, oh well, you know, I've done this, so I deserve this and that. You know, that's not the case. I believe you don't deserve anything. You get what you work for. And quite honestly, the thing I've worked for, had to get rid of, which just doesn't make sense in my eyes, and is a tough pill to swallow. Oh, that's a big fucking bug. So those of you that are not seeing the silver lining or grass on the other side being greener or anything like that, kind of the same as I am right now, understand this. Through this time, I've had my wife. I've had the support of the support of my family, and the intestinal fortitude, the personal want to drive and do better and be better, to kind of get through times like these. And if you don't have that, you're never going to get where you think you should be. And that's what it all comes down to, is what are you willing to put in? You know, right now, I am training for tryouts for Major League Baseball here at the end of June. I believe even though due to my age, being 29, the skill set that I do have, the leadership qualities that I've attained through the military and through so far in my life, translates well. Now the problem is, because of my age, they look at the longevity that I'd have in the league. And I know the naysayers will be like, well, why would they invest any amount of money in you? Valid point. They may not want to. And I may just be going out just to do it just because and not get anything out of it. To those that say that, I say that's true and false in two different ways. I do understand the business side of things. I understand that why would they even want to invest time and effort into me and money into me. I also will say to this, how will you know if you never tried? And this is that confirmation for me, I guess you could say. I'm doing this for the fact that this is something that I've loved my entire life, and I've played my entire life at a really high level before I went in the military. I also had a series of events prior to the military that led up to me joining, as opposed to, really, fucking idiots. That's why people die. As opposed to going to college and playing college. So yeah, another set of decisions changed that. Another set of circumstances changed that. And I don't regret joining the military one bit. Never have, never will. But it's just led me down a different path just to bring me back to where it is that I know I can be. So that's one thing I say is you can set up things to be a certain way. You can set up a plan for this and that. Just understand that life isn't planned out. You cannot just follow one set of goals, well, not goals I should say, one set of guidelines and expect them to hold true throughout. It's just ironic to think that's the case, because it will not pan out that way. There's too many variables in life to think that everything is going to be as it was when you set it up in your head. It's just not going to be, ever. And your ability to handle these changes and these hardships and tragedies and this and that are what are going to set you up for success or failure. And the better you can deal with the issues, the more successful, happy, and whatnot you will be. Like I said, you just got to be able to want to do it. You just got to be able to want to put the work in. You just got to be able to want to have to, swallow some pride every once in a while and go, you know what, maybe I need to listen to this person and try to practice these other things. It's just stuff like that that life got to do. So that's kind of the end of my little vloggity vlog there. Just kind of getting some stuff off my chest. Later.